Good evening, everybody. KT here with Wise Images Photography, and today what we are going to go over is, after about 7 months worth of using my Z30, I am finally going to go ahead and talk about it. I'm going to tell you guys what I have liked about it, what I do not like about it. So let's get going. All right, let's talk about the first reasons why did I even bother buying a camera, considering it doesn't even have a big lens on it, right? The reason why I bought this particular camera was because I wanted to create better content for you all. I wanted you guys to have a little bit higher quality. I wanted to be able to also use this out in the field, because a lot of times I have my big birding lens on my D750. And, you know, it's not advisable to really switch lenses when you're out in the field, because you can always introduce dust particles getting onto your camera. So I thought, not only could this be a great little video camera for me for the YouTube, but also it would be a great landscape photography camera, just because it's about 20 megapixels, and it already has the wide angle lens. Yes, it's a kit lens, but hey, I figured that would be better than nothing. That'd be better than having to change out my lenses and whatnot. So that is the main reason why I went ahead and purchased this camera. Also too, was it was budget friendly. It was, you know, I got the creator's kit, so I spent right around $1,000 for everything. And I just didn't want to go out and spend a lot of money on a camera. So that was another reason. And I really was looking more for video than I was actually for photos. But this little camera is not going to disappoint you at all in any fashion. But I am going to go ahead and talk about what I like, what I don't like, and I'm going to talk about some of the different items that came with the kit as well. For an entry-level camera, a lot of the times what I did was I did shoot in auto, just because, especially when it came to video, I was shooting in auto. There are so many different features on this. When you're shooting in video, it does have like eye tracking. You can track whether you're going to track your animals, you're going to track yourself as a human being. As a video camera, I loved it. I love the fact that you could pick through, to give you guys an idea. Guys, you can sit here and you can pick through tons and tons of different options for your camera. This guy does go up to 4K. However, I didn't use 4K, and I'm going to tell you why I never use 4K. I always use 1080 30p. That's normally what my go-to is. And the reason why is because when you shoot in 4K, you have to have a more compatible computer. My computer almost overheats with just trying to do high definition. So if you can only imagine going up to 4K, how much that would end up overheating my computer. So needless to say, I always shoot at 1080p, and I think that it does good enough quality. So that's kind of where I'm at with that one. One of the things that I also noticed in a lot of my research, because I did want to know about 4K, because I know a lot of people are, you know, they're like, I got to shoot the best. I got to shoot the best. I got to shoot the best, which is understandable. So what I have found with my research is, after about 30 minutes of continuous runtime with this camera, people were saying that if the temperature was around 80 degrees and they were running it for about 30 minutes continuously, that's when the camera would go ahead and overheat. It does give you a little bit of a warning when it goes to shut down, and then it would go ahead and shut down. So just keep that in mind. But there is no stop time on how long you can run this particular camera. So you can just keep it running as long as it doesn't overheat. You can go ahead and run a cord, and you can go ahead and use this for live streaming. I never used it for live streaming. I have not attempted to do that. Guys, there are so many features on this particular little camera, and I don't even think I've scratched the surface on what this little camera can do. So anyway, so that's a little bit about the camera. It does also have like slow motion, so I was playing with it a little bit with Beaumont, as you can see in this next clip. I love how He's just so adorable. I just can't even, yeah, he's cute. But anyways, you can see there with the slow motion that it does a wonderful job shooting in slow motion. You do lose the audio at that point, so you cannot hear anything of what's going on. This next clip, you can see the motion of the bird, and he is in slow motion. I think it looks really, really awesome. I will say that this camera does struggle a little bit in low light, and if your subject is too far away. I was using the kit lens camera that comes on it, which is a 16-50. I was using this to try to photograph a bird that was quite a distance away. Also too, as you can see, the camera is having a hard time focusing, but this bird is like super far away from me. So that makes sense that you're seeing it go in and out, in and out. So as long as you have really good lighting and the subject is near you, you will not really, I don't think you'll have too many issues with this camera picking up what needs to be in focus. Now, I also used this camera in auto mode just to see how it would react to auto mode. I will say that you have different features available when you're in auto mode versus when you go manual, when you're doing photography. I did notice you got a little bit more blue whenever you wore in, it was auto white balance when I was shooting in auto mode. And a lot of times when I got into the shade, it did go ahead and make my images a little bit more blue. But that's something that I could go ahead and always correct when I'm in, you know, Lightroom or whatnot. When I do go into, like when I went into manual mode, you can go ahead and change your white balance, and you can warm it up, you can cool it down, you can pretty much any normal DSLR, this is a mirrorless camera, any DSLR, like a normal one, you can do the same thing here. There is this nice little eye. So when you press that eye, you do have like different things. You have set picture control, frame size. You can go ahead and have some wind reduction. You can connect to the Wi-Fi. There's electronic VR. You have your area focus mode. You have your white balance. You have your micro sensitivity, metering, active de-lighting. You also have vibration reduction, autofocus mode. So there are lots of different things that you can go ahead and check out in that information button. And it kind of makes things very nice because it's kind of like everything is there and you don't have to go deep into the camera to be able to find these different settings. So one of the other features that I do like about this camera is I do like the compactness of this camera. And one of the things that Nikon did was they went ahead and they got rid of the viewfinder so that it could be nice, small, and compact. I have found it kind of weird that I don't have, you know, my viewfinder, but I like the fact that it does have a nice sleek design. It does have a wonderful little LCD screen that you can flip around, and you can even flip it this way. And that was part of the reason why I liked it, because I could see myself, because a lot of times when I was using my cell phone, I had to do the front facing so that way I knew that I was seeing myself and what I was getting in shot. But then this quality is not as good as I wanted. So that's why I wanted to go ahead and do this. And this way, when I'm walking around, I can always hold it up. That's the other thing. It's nice and light, guys. I can literally hold it like this, and I can walk with the camera, and I can also go wide. That's another reason with this kit lens, I can go wide and not have to worry about being like right up in my face, because you guys do not need to see all this like up close and personal, right? So anyways, needless to say, yeah, okay, good. All right, so needless to say, I do like the lightness of it, not having that. And also too, when it comes to storing, you know, storing this particular camera, because it has like this compact kind of design thing, it comes out when you want to use it, and then you just click it, and then it goes, and this fits nicely into my camera bag that I have. Also, I've been able to kind of shove it into, when I was wearing a hoodie the other day, I could put this in my hoodie, and it was kind of nice. So I was able to walk around with it. So I do like that. I will say something about the flip though. The one thing that I don't like is that when I'm in house and I'm like recording and I have all my audio, all your wires are on this side. And so with the wires being here, it's sometimes you can't move. You know, when you're trying to move the screen, it hits the wires, and so that sometimes I don't like. But I do like the fact that I can flip it around and I can see myself. You know, because I just want to see myself. I'm joking. But I want to make sure that you guys are not seeing the top of my head, right? So anyways, even though my hair is looking pretty good today. Anyways, I'm trying to be silly. All right. Outside of that, let's talk about audio for a little bit. The next clip that I'm going to show you guys, I'm actually out on the boat. You can hear my friend asking about what bird is on the rope, and I tell them what bird is on the rope. And I even have a motor going, and that is with just the audio right here.
That looks like your Greco.
The next clip that you guys are gonna see is with the microphone that I was provided with. This is a Rode microphone, and it has a cable that goes with it. I have noticed that you have to, at least for the Rode, I don't know if this is a camera thing or if this is a microphone thing, but different microphones require different wires to be attached to the camera. So I haven't looked into it. I just kind of figured it out. I was like, oh, the black cord likes to be with this microphone. And then when I'm using my lavalier, I'm like, it likes the red cord, likes the red cord when I'm using the camera with the lavalier, and then when I'm using my cell phone, it has a different cord, and I'll show you guys a picture of that cord that it likes to use when I'm using the lavalier. But anyways, I digress. So anyways, the creator kit did come with a nice little microphone. I will say it comes with two different windsocks. This is one. I have noticed that every so often, like when I am out and about, depending on where I have my camera, I easily knock this off, and I had to go back and find my windsock. So keep that in mind, that when you are walking around, to try not to knock your windsock off. So this is one of the windsocks. This windsock is for heavier weather, heavier wind, and it's a little bit harder to get on than the other one. I did not test this one out because when it if the wind is super blowing really hard, I never just really went out there, and I just thought about that, and I'm going, well, I didn't do a test for that. So anyways, so the next bit that you guys are gonna see is you're gonna see what the audio is with this particular microphone. All right, you guys, so this is one of the first ponds that you guys come into when you drive in. You're gonna have kind of like a ditch area, and then you come into the first marshy pond. And then over here on this side. Then last but not least, the next bit that you're gonna see is going to be audio before I actually adjust it with the lavalier. And like I said, I don't know if this is just a microphone thing or if this is how the camera records it or whatnot. But what happens is it only fills one channel. So a lot of times when you guys see the final product, I have actually filled in the one channel with the other channel so that it sounds a little bit more fuller. Hello everybody, KT here with Wise Images Photography, and today what we are going to go ahead and talk about is we are going to talk about what the bird lover in your life possibly could want. All right, so guys, I am a little bit all over the place today. I feel like I'm super ADD today. So I think I got everything with the video. Let me think about it. Let me look at my notes real fast, and I'll be back. Hang on. Okay, so focus modes. This camera is I have never seen so many focus modes on a camera. You guys remember that a lot of my camera is older gear, right? I have a D750, I have a D3100, Beaumont, nobody wants to hear you barking, buddy. It's okay, all right? So we have, now we have a 2-year-old camera, but this thing has so many different focus modes on it. Let me go ahead and show you guys all the different focus modes. All right, so there's also kind of a nifty feature, and I was trying to show you guys how this works, but it's not wanting to work. So needless to say, I'm hoping that you guys can see anything that has a white box around it. That means that it actually is a touch. You can touch it, right? And then it will actually work. So they have interesting little autofocuses on it. They have a position autofocus. I think that's the one that just popped up. They have a touch autofocus, so you touch where you want it. And then they have another one where you touch the screen, it focuses it, and then it takes the picture. One thing that I found that when I was using that feature is sometimes I would touch it a little too hard and then it would shake my camera and then the picture wouldn't turn out right. So I actually kind of went back to just using an old shutter speed. I was not able to find a function where I could assign the back button focus. So I just went with the old traditional style for half pushing down the shutter and then clicking the rest of the way. Honestly, guys, there were so many functions with the autofocus that I feel like I could do like a whole video just about the autofocus because there was just so much there. So definitely take some time to learn all the different focusing aspects of this particular camera. All right, so some of the things that I would go ahead and there's more in this camera that I didn't even hit. Guys, there's a Snap Bridge. That's the app that comes with the camera. It allows you to basically like put everything to your phone so that way you can go ahead and put it to social media. That's not something that I did. I personally like to go ahead and edit my stuff first, and then I go ahead and I will send it out. So I'm a little bit old school. You can do time lapse on this particular camera. You can also do focus bracketing. There's another one that I was thinking of that I didn't try out. You know, you have D-lighting. You do have a place for a flash, but this camera does not have a flash on it. I do like the fact that you can see the record button. It will go ahead and turn on when you are recording. It does go ahead and hit, it does go ahead and go red, so you can tell. It also, when you hit record, you can also see around here on the screen as well. It will go ahead and show you that it's recording. All right, it's very easy. It has a nice little button right here on the back that you can flip from photo to video. Something that somebody did suggest is going ahead and saving your user presets. That is found in the menus. That would be a great idea. A lot of times, like I said, honestly, I'm shooting in automatic when I'm shooting in this camera. The camera's thinking faster than I am. I got 3 million things to think about. I'm trying to hold camera and shot. I'm thinking about what I'm saying. I'm trying to watch where I'm walking, you know, so I let the camera do a lot of its own stuff there. It does come with a handy dandy little a little tripod here. I wasn't a huge fan of the tripod. A lot of times I just, you know, sitting on a desktop, like a tabletop, that's fantastic. It does move very easily here. You just push in right here, and then it does move. I do like the fact that there's a little extra knob here, so as you turn and you put the camera on here, at the end you can just adjust this to get the camera exactly where you're at, and you can tighten it down. It does have a handy dandy little remote. You do need to set the remote up, so make sure that when you set up the remote that you go ahead and save it. And then basically I went ahead and I enable it and de-able it when I'm not using the remote. I don't really use the remote that often, but you can hit it from about 25 feet away. I did a test the other day about that. But it is kind of a nice feature because, you know, if you're walking in the woods, you can kind of hit the remote and then walk past it, and then, you know, that way you can save a little bit of battery life or whatnot. I would say in regards to battery life, they say that it's about 330 shots is what you can take on the camera, or about 75 minutes of video footage. I have found, even though I try to turn it off and I turn it on and turn it off and I turn it on, you know, I try to conserve as much battery as I can when I'm out. I would go ahead and suggest getting another go ahead and get another camera, or not another camera. Go ahead and get another battery. There are the I just went blank, ENEL25As. So I would go ahead and get another one, and it's always good to have an extra one on hand. You don't get a charger with this, just so that you guys know. You do just go ahead and power it up with a cable, and it takes a standard SD card, which I kind of like, because these guys, the standard SD card is not near as expensive as those like express cards that you get with your bigger mirrorless cameras. The other day I looked up a CF Express 250 gigabyte card, and it was $133. Then I looked up a standard card, and it was 256 gigabytes, and it was only about 60 bucks. Because they were running an actual, that was the normal price. Right now they are running some Black Special deals. So definitely make sure that you guys, you know, maybe you might want to purchase things when things go on Black Friday, right? So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and review my notes, make sure that I have not missed anything. And Bo is just like totally chilling out my arms right now. Let me see his little ear. Something that I would like to see on this camera, because I have not found it yet, is I would love if they had like a zoom feature on it, right? Like if I could assign the zoom buttons so that I could stay in place and not have to use my feet as the zoom. I would love that. I think that would be really, really fantastic. I'm gonna show you guys the difference between this is me holding the camera versus this is me holding the camera with the tripod. It does give you a little bit of extra reach. So if you don't want the camera so close to you, definitely this gives you a little bit of extra reach. The reason why I don't tend to use it too much is because I don't want to carry the extra weight. Also, like when I go to store it, like where is the handle going to be, even though it folds up pretty nicely here. You know, the dog is comfortable. I mean, I can't move, right? Have to do everything one-handed here. But, you know, when you're holding this and then you have to put it on your hip and this is going and it's rattling around, and you really don't want to be rattling too much, because if you're trying to look for birds, that doesn't help out. And guys, just a real complete funny. Remember when I was telling you guys about the lens brush, like the lens pen? Here it is, right here. It is, there is the brush side, and then remember I told you guys that there was another side that you can put on your lens. That is it right there. You can rub that on your lens. I was literally getting ready for this video and I had put this lens pin inside my audio kit, and that's where it was. But anyways, I thought that was kind of funny. The calendar should be coming soon, just so you guys are aware. We had a little slight hiccup with the printing and whatnot, so I'm waiting for those and anticipating that they will be coming in soon. Also too, if I hope that you guys have a great, you know, a great rest of your week. I hope that you guys enjoy time with your family. And I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys like this content and it helped you out, hey, give it a thumbs up. If you want to go on birding adventures, learn about nature photography, and just having some fun, definitely make sure that you guys go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And I want to say that you are awesome. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. I hope I got everything inside of this review for you guys. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comment section below, and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. I'll see you later, alligator. You say hi to everybody? Huh? You say hi? Yeah. The camera's over there. There you go. Good boy.